Now we have with us Mary Welsh Schlueter. Mary Welsh Schlueter serves as the founder and chief executive officer of the Partnership for Innovation in Education. This nonprofit organization is headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, and provides new transformational learning programs, allowing students to excel in the 21st century workforce. Over her career, she has worked to develop partnerships that catalyze economic growth, provide income opportunity, heighten academic achievement, and bridge technology gaps in public learning institutions. Mary began her career in directing economic growth policies in state, federal, and international governments, and later served as a marketing technology executive for Fortune 100 companies. As an alumna of the Harvard Business School, Fulbright Hays Fellow, U.S. Department of State, and FBI Citizens Academy, Quantico Academy, she has led research and program initiatives for the practice of critical thinking and case-based skill development among students varying in age, ethnicity, gender, and socioeconomic status. Mary lives in Cincinnati with her husband and their 4 children, ages 9 through 14. She's an avid competitive cyclist and loves experiencing some of Colorado's more scenic rides, climbing Loveland Pass and Mount Evans. Mary will be speaking to the question, how do we prepare modern learners for their future? Please welcome Mary Welsh Schlueter.
So I'm the only one, I think, without PowerPoint. So I'm going to be doing what I do with students. I'm sort of facilitating in many cases. And at Harvard, one thing we always stress is that I love the points that people are bringing up, and I'll be seconding many of those points that individuals have brought up so far. But I want you to think for a minute. Charles Revson, who is the CEO of Revlon, was once asked, "Do you enjoy selling cosmetics to women?" He said, "I don't do that. I sell hope. Not cosmetics, I sell hope." And in many cases, what I've done over the past however many years is I also sell hope. Hope for a better future, hope for students who can glimpse an opportunity for themselves, for a career in the future, just their own happiness and seeing an opportunity for themselves in the future. So what we do, and what I have done in the past 5 years as the CEO of PI, as the founder, we give kids the opportunity to imagine and glimpse their futures. And we have 2 teachers here who have helped us do this. And so I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine if you were 12 to 14, what it would be like if you were asked to develop a whole new line of ice cream by the CEO of an ice cream company. Or if you were asked by the conductor of an international symphony to help write a score that would be put on a DVD within a year. Or maybe work with 3M and create a whole new line of products after they've looked and seen the scientific process and chosen one fabric out of 19 to help develop a whole new line of bandages for kids. That's what PI does. And when we talk about the future, everyone talks about these great ideas, 21st century learning, career readiness. Legislators love to use that terminology. And in truth, do any of you really know what that looks like? Can any of you here talk about what the next hottest career is going to be in the next 10 years? Anybody? We can't. We can't do that. And so what we need to do is prepare kids to solve a problem. And so when we talk about going backwards to go forward, I love Socrates. And that's who we teach, Socrates. Who is Socrates? What was the most important question that Socrates wanted to have answered? Why? Why is this how it is? And that's what we do. And when you talk about the future of learning, it's having kids ask why, debating, looking at open-ended challenges, putting a problem before them, have them define it, solve it, analyze, test, and launch it. So all of us have something to do with the scientific process. So when we talk about the future for children, when we talk about STEM and STEAM, What we're talking about is developing whole new career opportunities for kids, not really knowing what those careers are going to be. And we do that by offering kids a chance to experience solving a problem in real time. And we collaborate. We have a triadic relationship, which means we have 3 different groups who work with us. We work with educators, with all of you. We work with community partners, so Fortune 500 companies, nonprofits, arts companies, symphonies. And then we work with universities. All of you here are K-12, but if we're truly talking about how do we create the best opportunity for students, we're talking about K-16. How do we get professors to work with educators, with 6th grade math teachers, to develop opportunities for kids so that they can grow into doing things that they don't even know that they can do? Same thing with educators. What we do at PI, and I think all of us here are talking about just how do we create an opportunity for 21st century learning that hinges on answering the question, why? And then we ask, how do we go about doing that? When you have 3 groups working together to create an opportunity for kids, the kids are in the center of it, and those 3 groups revolve around those children, those students. I think in many cases when you look at what we're doing, and it has pieces of what everyone else is doing here, we use technology as a tool, not as an end into itself. We just won a $1.1 million grant from the state of Ohio, and 60% of that was technology. Technology to help research, to glimpse their future, but also to look at how they can better solve a problem in real time, and to also help educators know how to better use that technology. The only way that we can prepare kids to be better citizens, to be better workers, to be visionaries, is to offer them an opportunity to experience it in the classroom, and then reach out to all those other different partners who then serve as mentors. I work with almost all urban schools, so I'm in very socioeconomically challenged areas, and most of these kids that I work with can be homeless. They have very few role models, and so for them, they very much want to see an entrepreneur who might look a little bit like them. Most of these kids have never had a role model that might look like them, and so in many cases what we do is provide an opportunity for kids to not only glimpse their future, but literally touch their future. And that's very aspirational for many of these students and many of these children. If you were to ask what is the future of education, it has to be K-16, which means that we have to grow our own skills, we have to involve, collaborate with outside partners, and then we have to step back and let kids fail, because I play devil's advocate. That's my job, always. We have to let them fail, see their mistakes, get up, and keep trying. We're up for a very large grant where we talk about grit and self-reliance. And unfortunately, when you look at overseas, going to Harvard, I see a lot of students who are Indian and they come from China. I think right now at the business school, 45% of all the kids are not American. And they essentially say that they can't find enough qualified students to go to Harvard Business School. And I think in many cases, if we truly want to be leaders and stay entrepreneurs, we have to let our students understand what it is to be an entrepreneur. And that is to fail, but also to look at success and seeing how they can create a new opportunity. You know, didn't have my PowerPoint ready, but I think in many cases, we're all talking about the same thing, but we're all talking about process. At PI, we do a complete process in how we develop a whole new opportunity for kids in terms of case-based learning, and you'll be learning about that in the next few days. But whether it's inquiry-based or case-based or challenge-based, what we're doing is creating an authentic, open-ended opportunity for kids to solve a problem. We're doing it then with a case. It's not like project-based where people walk away and have it in a box. We develop a case, an authentic content opportunity. And so then that satisfies all the STEM learning standards, but it does so in a way that you have something that could be taught in the next 40 years. We have an opportunity that kids can then learn from other kids and then they can hand it off. And I think in many cases what we do has an opportunity that exemplifies grit and self-reliance, but more importantly, it shows them that they can solve a problem, and they do it with the respect of an adult. I think all of you understand that when you look at kids and they have that aha moment and they own it, that's liberating for students, and it's also liberating for educators. And I think if you can drill that into students and drill it into educators, you'll create a much better opportunity for anybody involved in your classroom. How many minutes? I didn't even see it. 1 minute. So I hope that that gives a good overview. I have to say that what we do, I practice what I preach. You'll see in the next couple of days, inquiry-based learning is something that we very much practice, but it's hard to do. So you have to learn to both facilitate and let go. And I know that letting go is really hard in the classroom, but if you truly want kids to thrive and see their future, then you have to let them do it.